Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do our top 15 best games and apps to experience on your new Meta Quest 3 or 3S headset. There's a good variety of games on this list. I love showcasing VR to new people, and there's some newcomers on this list, there's some old stuff on this list. A little bit of everything for everybody, whether you like story-based games, FPS games, music games, a little bit of something for everybody on this list. And as usual, if you guys want to support me and the channel, all the links for all of these games will be down below. That saves you guys 10%. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first one here coming in at number 15 is called Spatial Ops, and this is for all you guys who like those arcade shooters like Time Crisis and stuff like that. They have a really good campaign in here that uses your mixed reality environment really well, where you're shooting enemies coming from above you, below you, left, right, up, down, all over the place, and it really is Time Crisis in VR. They did a great job with the campaign. It is super fun to play, but it also has an arena mode, which really shows you the power of mixed reality using your whole entire house, especially if you have multiple headsets in the house, where you can go ahead and play an arena type mode where you're playing team deathmatch and capture the flag and stuff like that. Yes, in your house where you're ducking around your couches, you can lay out different pieces of furniture and different pieces of environments that are in your house that are virtually there, and you're going around these boxes and trying to shoot your enemies and blow them up. It is super, super cool. Something that a lot of people probably have not experienced yet in VR, and especially if you have multiple headsets and you're lucky enough to own them, then you can play 1v1 against your friend, a 2v2 if you have a whole crazy amount of headsets in the house. But even so, they have an AI, they have AI in there that you can even play it solo and just enjoy what the arena mode can really offer. So definitely urge you guys to check this out. Spatial Ops coming in at number 15. The next one here coming in at number 14, Batman Arkham Shadow. So obviously I'm trying to give you guys a variety of different games that you newcomers can kind of enjoy on your headset, and this is the one I chose for story-based games, but there's a lot of them out there. But I know a lot of people are obviously big fans of Batman Arkham Shadow, or Batman Arkham series in general, and they did a fantastic job with this game in VR. Some of the best graphics that you'll see, the way that you go through the story, the killer combat that you have in the series like this, that is all here, and it really is superb and amazing to play a game like this in VR. And it really shows you that a story-based game like this can really work in VR. They knocked it out of the park in my opinion, but there's so many other ones that you can enjoy too. They have Assassin's Creed out there, they have a bunch of different games out there that you can kind of enjoy that are story-based games. We have Deadpool coming out here in the next month, so there's going to be a lot of great games that are going to be coming in the future and have come out. So if you're into story-based games, just know there is a fantastic amount of games that give you hours and hours of enjoyment of properties like Batman Arkham Shadow that you're seeing here, like the Assassin's Creed game that came out, and like Deadpool that we're getting here in a couple of months. So check out Batman Arkham Shadow coming in at number 14. The next one here coming in at number 13 is Contractors Showdown. So a lot of people love their battle royale type games, and this one offers 60 players on a map here, and Contractors is such a fantastic game. They have Contractors that plays, which was their original game, that plays like just Call of Duty, where you play team deathmatch and capture the flag and domination and all those type of modes. And this was their quote-unquote sequel to that, which is their battle royale type mode, which obviously is very reminiscent of people who love the Call of Duty style battle royale and the 2D flat space. And this is that game here for us in VR, Contractor Showdown. And they do a great job. They're still updating this game, of course, nonstop, and there's a bunch of fun gameplay in here, really fun, fast-paced FPS. Make sure you have your quote-unquote VR legs before you start playing this, because obviously this is going to be one of those games where you're moving around in VR, and it may take some getting used to, and if it does, then just go ahead and play it in short bursts. That's how you kind of get over these things in VR. If you're having that kind of weird motion sickness kind of feeling, just play it until you feel that motion sickness, get out, wait for you to subdue yourself, and then come back in 3 or 4 hours and try it again, and eventually that feeling should go away. That's what happens to most of us here in VR, and now it can play anything and everything, but just keep that in mind when you're playing games like this. But it is a fantastic game if you're into the battle royale genre. Contractors Showdown coming in at number 13. The next one on this list coming in at number 12 is called Demeo Battles. So this is for all of us who love the D&D style board game, where you're playing through, this is the PvP edition, so you can play a game like this in 15 to 20 minutes, and you have a bunch of cards in your hand, and you're using it to control your monsters and your figures on the board, trying to eliminate your opponent across the table. They also have the regular Demeo, which is you and 3 friends cooperatively going through different dungeons and stuff like that in the board game realm, where you're trying to defeat your enemies. And then they have a new game, literally inspired coming out in the next month or here, which is going to be inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So it's completely new campaign with Dungeons and Dragons theming on top of it, which people are really excited about, which so am I. But even so, even with that coming out, Demio Battles is obviously its own thing, with it being the PvP nature of it instead of the cooperative nature that Dungeons and Dragons in the original Demio is. And I think they all deserve a place in our library, and these games are fantastic. They're so much fun, really show you the power of playing tabletop D&D style games in VR. Super fun. Demio. Coming in at number 12. The next one on this list, coming in at number 11, is Catan VR. So another board game app here, but this is an official board game. This has been around for a very long time. It was actually available on the Quest 2, but I still think it's a fantastic rendition of the original Catan game, and a lot of us recognize Catan, and you see it at Target stores and everything like that. And this really shows you the power of socializing and playing a board game in VR. I'm actually just sad that they didn't continue making games like this and making the expansion for this, because unfortunately it only plays 4 players. But this is exactly what I want out of board game app store. Not only is the board game itself amazing, but then you have these cool environments that you're playing in. You're playing in multiplayer, you have single player, all that stuff. Catan VR, amazing stuff. Coming in at number 11. The next one here, coming in at number 10, is called Home Invasion, and this really showcases the power of your new Quest 3S when it comes to mixed reality, which is a thing that a lot of people have been showcasing over the last year and a half when it first started coming out. And this is Home Invasion, where basically it uses your house. So you'll see your windows, you'll see your doors, you'll see all these different things, and zombies will start coming through them, and you'll see the virtual environment through your window, and then you'll see these zombies enter your physical world. And it really is a surreal experience the first time you see the power of mixed reality, where zombies are coming at you through your windows. You have to worry about them coming through your doors. They're breaking through your window barrier. It's really super cool. And then it even gets better when the gigantic guy literally bursts through your wall and collapses it completely, comes through your ceiling and stuff like that. It is super awesome, trying to get a high score and survive the night as many times as possible. And it's really cool and an experience that everyone should have. I've shown this to so many different people out there in VR. Home Invasion coming in at number 10. The next one here, coming in at number 9, is called Premium Bowling. And for all our bowling fans out there, this is the most realistic bowling game that you can play in VR. They have a bunch of really cool environments. They have a YouTube player so you can listen to music as you're actually playing the game. They have single player, they have multiplayer where you can play with a bunch of people. The graphics are great, the physics are fantastic, and this is bowling for all of us. And it may seem like a simple thing in nature, but bowling in VR is actually super fun, and it really makes you feel like you're actually at a bowling alley. Like I said, they did a great job with the environments that they made. And if you guys are bowling fans, and this is definitely the one I recommend if you're looking for a realistic version of bowling with single player and multiplayer. This is Premium Bowling coming in at number 9. The next one here, coming in at number 8, is called Racket Club, and this comes from one of my favorite VR developers out there. This is Resolution Games. They make some fantastic games, and this is probably my favorite one they've ever made. They made Demio that we talked about earlier on the list, and this is Racket Club, which is exactly what it looks like. It's a racket club that you're playing online, and it has a gigantic social hub where you can play 1v1 against someone else, and then you can play 2v2. It's a really social game because every time you walk around the environments, you actually see the other players playing. You can easily walk up to them and join them. They've added new sports to this as well recently, so now you can play table tennis in here as well, and some other things. It's just a great social hub. It really makes you feel connected to a bigger world. The physics of this are so much fun and really addicting gameplay. It's always that game where you're like, one more match, one more thing kind of mentality of game. And they do have a single player game that you can kind of play as well. It's not all about multiplayer, so you could play the single player. They have a mixed reality mode where you can play this in your actual home. Whatever you want to do, it's here. Racket Club coming in at number 8. The next one here, coming in at number 7, is the newest game on the list, and this is called Forefront. And I only started playing this in the last week when it came out, and my god, this game is super addicting and super fun. If you guys are looking for Battlefield in VR, which we have not gotten up until this day, this is that game. You literally are flying helicopters, you have tanks, you have boats, you have everything that you can kind of control. You have cars that you're driving around, and it really has everything that you could want in a Battlefield game in VR. It has explosions, you're diving off the cliff, jumping all over the place, trying to shoot down these helicopters and take enemy control. You have the Conquest mode in here, you have Rush, and they're just getting started. I can't wait to see what these developers do with this game as things improve. There's a PC VR version and a Quest version, and it's all crossplay, and man, it is super fun. I was diving into this yesterday, and man, it's just a really addicting game. It really does incorporate team play. It's fun going around with your teammates and kind of talking to all of them. It has, like, you know, really fantastic gameplay, really good graphics for being on the Quest, and they're updating graphics to make it even better on PC VR here shortly. And it is technically an early access, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't feel like it. It's really polished and really super fun. Definitely one to check out. Forefront coming in at number 7. The next one on this list, coming in at number 6, is the Star Wars Vader Immortal series. Now, Star Wars actually has a lot of fantastic games on the Quest, in my opinion. This is the original one that came out, and the reason I recommend this one first is because it's an original trilogy as a part 1, 2, 3, and I also think when you first see Darth Vader for the very first time, if you have not seen a Star Wars game in VR, it really will blow your mind, and how tall he looks and how crazy he is right in front of you. And it also has like dojo mode, which I thought was a fantastic thing, where you're using your lightsaber, going through these different challenges, killing all the enemies, and it really makes you feel like a badass that you're going through. And each one of the versions of episode 1, 2, 3 has a short story, about 45 minutes to an hour, and then it has that dojo mode that's kind of different in each one of the episodes. I think it's awesome, and if you love games like this, just know that there's other Star Wars games out there that just released the Star Wars game in mixed reality for the racing game that they just released this year. They've added the Galaxy's Edge version, which increases the story to like 4 or 5 hours and has a bunch of different things that you're doing there as well. So there's just a lot of great Star Wars games actually in VR, and I think they're doing a great job with the series. So the Vader Immortal series comes in at number 6. The next one on this list, coming in at number 5, is called Big Screen Cinema. So this is something that you guys cannot miss if you love social VR and watching movies. So this is all about going into this environment, or a bunch of different environments, whether it be a cinema, whether it be a home cinema, whether it be a campfire, whether it be, you know, a bunch of different environments that Big Screen has created for us to watch these movies. And people are always hosting different rooms. Sometimes people are hosting 3D movies. Sometimes they're hosting like different sporting events that are happening live around the world. Whatever the case may be that people are hosting, as sometimes there's karaoke nights in there where you're all singing karaoke, which is super fun. And they host 3D movies in there. So watching a 3D movie in VR for the very first time, if you guys have not, definitely is a surreal experience. And then you have the social aspect of it. How awesome is it that you can go join, whether it's randoms or joining with your friends, that you can join a lobby like this, a virtual cinema, whether they're here next to you or all over the world, and watch all of these different movies together, whether you host your own event, whether you join someone else's. It definitely is an experience that you must have if you have not had it before. This is Big Screen Cinema coming in at number 5. The next one on this list, coming in at number 4, has got to be Pinball FX VR. I talked a lot about pinball on this channel. I own a couple of real pinball machines, and I have my virtual pinball machine that I always do videos on. And this is that game in VR. Imagine playing pinball in VR. And if you have not experienced this one either, it really will blow your mind, because first of all, they're doing a fantastic job with this game. There's a bunch of variety of different tables from a lot of different properties that we all know, like Tomb Raider, and all the classic Williams tables are on here as well already, Indiana Jones. And it really feels like you have these pinball machines in front of you in 3D, and they do things that you can only do in VR, like you can see here, where virtual things are popping up around the table as well. And you can play this pinball machine. You're competing against local leaderboards around your friends. You have your cool arcade that you're customizing and stuff, where your pinball machines are, customizing it with posters and different things that you unlock while you're playing. It also has a mixed reality mode as well, where you can actually put these in your home and see a real pinball machine standing in your home. Pinball FX coming in at number 4. The next one on this list, coming in at number 3, is called Walkabout Mini Golf. And this is one of the games that has taken the VR community by storm, because they keep releasing fantastic, walkabout mini golf courses every single time. They're basically releasing them once a month, and this game's been out for a couple of years now, so there's a good variety of courses. But it's not just that they're releasing a bunch of courses, is that each of them are unique. Some of them introduce even new mechanics as well, but even if they don't, they're just done super well. This is exactly what I want out of a mini golf game. When I go to one in real life, I love going through caves and like feeling like I'm somewhere else and stuff like that, where you're going through all these different cool environments inside and outside, and it feels like you're just doing different things all the time. You have unlockable balls that you can kind of look for throughout the courses and stuff like that to give you something to do. It plays 8 players online. It's just a fantastic experience. People have been playing this for a while. Walkabout Mini Golf coming in at number 3. The next one on this list coming in at number 2 has got to be 11 Table Tennis. This is a game that really got me started in VR. I actually had a real life table tennis table in my house, and I had to get rid of it because I wasn't really having a lot of fun with it because you need someone else to play. And this is what that game in VR brought me back in the day. I'll never forget it. I don't regret it till this day that I got rid of my real table because the physics in this game are literally perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. I never miss a ball because of anything but myself. And the better part of it is now I can play table tennis anytime I want because there's always people online playing this. Even though this has been around for years, there's always a community around this. There's always somebody online, whether it's late in the morning, late at night, in the middle of the afternoon. It doesn't matter. There's always people playing this game. It's super, super addicting. And I feel like most people are going to, if you love table tennis, you're going to get addicted to this game. This is one of those games where I go into VR and I'm like, all right, I'm going to play one real quick before I go play the game that I actually came to play VR for. 11 Table Tennis coming in at number 2. And the first one here coming in on this list has got to be Beat Saber. This is the game that I still play every time to this day, especially if you get into custom tracks and custom songs on the Quest. But even if you don't, there's a good variety of songs that come with it. And then there's a bunch of songs that they've released for free. And there's a bunch of paid songs that you can get as well from your favorite artists. And this is a really addicting game where you're slicing blocks and you really feel like a badass. It feels like you have 2 lightsabers in your hand. Super addicting. Everybody that I show this game to always has a blast because people love dancing. People love, moving around to music and hearing music that they actually know and love, and it gets them addicted, and it has me addicted. This is another one of the games that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play 1 song or 2 songs before I go play the real game that I came into VR for. And even though it's been out for a really long time, it's still the go-to game that I love playing. I've been playing this game even more with friends here lately. So Beat Saber comes in at number 1. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my list of my top 15 favorite games and apps to show to new users here for 2025. And I hope you guys got something out of it for this list. There's something for everybody, in my opinion, a bunch of different genres, board games, FPS games, story-based games, all these different things that are happening on the Quest. And there's new games coming out all the time, and I'm really excited to see where the Quest goes in the future. If you guys want to support me in the channel, links for all of these games will be down below. And as usual, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.